Okay, everybody, this is kind of amazing timing for a situation like this. Okay, as we know, Paul McCartney has announced that in December he's going to be releasing a box set of 80 45 singles. And of course, it's not cheap. So I went ahead and pre ordered my copy. And something happened that's a really good thing, but it's kind of weird timing. And why is it always that it's either feast or famine? And what I'm talking about is there's a record store sometimes that I go to, and they got in a huge mammoth collection of Beatles and Paul McCartney in particular items. Somebody sold his collection to the store, they bought the collection, and I had to go in there. I say had to, it's my duty as a collector, and cherry pick through a lot of stuff to find some really key items that I've been looking for. Some things I'm going to show are not really key items, but some of them were things I've been looking for. And what are you supposed to do when the iron is hot? You have to strike. This is not a financially good time to do this. We got an expensive Paul McCartney singles collection. This is the worst possible time for somebody to sell their McCartney collection and Beatles collection and John Lennon, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr collection to a store. And a lot of these items in the store were still sealed. This guy didn't open many of his items. He just bought them, kept them sealed. And the ones that were opened were in really great, pristine shape. So, I spent more than I really should. But what I do is, I am not rich, I am not wealthy, but I kind of live on the edge when I have to, when there's something I have to buy. And as a collector, I gotta either strike now, or if I don't, that item is going to be gone forever and somebody else is going to buy it. I had to do what I had to do, and I cut corners and I make ends meet. Let's put it that way. The lights are always on. We always have our nutrition. you know, the bills get paid even if they might have to wait a little bit. Okay, you know where I'm going. So now I'm going to show you these items, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go pretty fast. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on any one item. Now, a lot of these items are so interesting that they beg to be opened and analyzed and examined. And for some of these items, I'll do that in a future video. Okay, so, all right, I don't even know where to begin here. Let's begin with this. This is something that I've been looking for a long time. It's the 45 box, the Run Devil Run Paul McCartney collection, limited edition collector's box with a booklet. It's number 4710. And this is something maybe I could go through another time at length, but I'll just show you that it opens up to reveal the book, as I said, and also a bunch of 45 records that go with the release of Run Devil Run. This is something I've been looking for a long time. The prices are always outrageous, but I spent enough on all these things. Trust me on that. Money that I really didn't have right now. Let's put it that way. I picked this up for a friend of mine. I already had a copy. It's a CD, Paul McCartney, Never Stop Doing What You Love. And I made sure I got that for my friend who needed it. Okay, next up, I'm trying to collect this whole series of picture singles from Flaming Pie. This one's Young Boy. And as I said, I'm not going to show everything, but in this particular case, I'll let you see the picture disc. Young Boy's on side 1. Looking for You is on side 2. Okay. Next up, from the Prince's Trust concert of 1986, McCartney went to the Prince's Trust. This is a single. He does Long Tall Sally live, and he does I Saw Her Standing There live. And I never had it. Prince's Trust, 86. Okay, this was an interesting UK item, I believe. I think it's UK. Some of these I won't be able to really look up exactly what country they're from, but we'll take a chance. This is From Memory Almost Full. This is Ever Present Past, the single. It's got Ever Present Past on it, and it's also got House of Wax live version, which is a really good version. And I just want to show you a little bit of it as you open it up. It's got some cool pictures of Paul in there. You know, again, this is better if you open up the entire thing. But for this video, we'll just get by showing you everything pretty quickly. All right, next up, we have McCartney and This One from the Flowers in the Dirt album from '89. On the back, you have this little envelope thing that kind of opens up, and it has the record in there. It has the Long and Winding Road on side B and This One on side 1. There's the single, but it also comes with a bunch of postcards of the members of the band. So we have that. Here's an item that I missed on a record store day. This is record store day, I forget what year. I want to say 2012 or thereabouts. Another Day with Oh Woman Oh Why, which I missed. And that was around the time of the Ram album, more or less. More or less. Okay, here's a CD long box of Unplugged, MTV Unplugged from 1991. Never opened, still sealed. I used to have a lot of these, what they called CD long boxes. The CD is down here in the bottom, and they used to, when the CDs first came out, they put them in these things to file through these. And I used to have a closet full of these for many releases. Of course, like so many other things, I kept them for a while, then junked them. And I realized, I mean, I junked them long before I made videos here. I realized that I wish I had saved them, because now I'm trying to get them all, and they're very collectible right now. Okay, this is the only Beatles item I'm going to show here. It's a Magical Mystery Tour box, and this is another one that I'll probably show you more of in some other video. And this has special features here, which is basically, I think we're talking about the Blu-ray and the DVD, it looks like. Both of it. This is not audio. It doesn't seem to be. But I know when you open it, you can see there's a really, really cool book in there. That's a book that really deserves to be explored. And we'll do that another time, because the purpose of this video just to show you the items themselves of what I got. Okay, this next item is the Flowers in the Dirt box. I have this box for CD, the CD version. This appears to be the album version on vinyl. It has a 7-inch single, a poster, family tree, bumper sticker, all kinds of goodies in there. There's the number. You know, and maybe this is something we can open up too in the future. All right, next up, from Paul McCartney's Fireman album, I believe the first album. You know, this is, they all have like limited numbers on them, you know, for anybody who cares about limited numbers. This I have to open too at some point. It says the Fireman Fluid Neaton Sonny remixes. Or if you want to read it, maybe you can see that. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. I never heard of that before. This is an upgrade. I already have Paul McCartney Tripping the Life Fantastic Highlights. I already have the Highlights album, but this one is sealed in the shrink, and the one I have is open. So this is a good way to have it. I like to try to get, ideally as a collector, I like to try to get everything as close to sealed as possible. This here is Flowers in the Dirt. It appears to be a Russian pressing here. You know, but you got the design. Where is it? There it is. There's the design. So I'm pretty sure this is a Russian album. It'll take you a little time here. Hold on a second. Okay. Next up we have the Steve Anderson mixes of Hope of Deliverance. We have Deliverance. There on this side we have Deliverance, the dub mix, and also Hope of Deliverance. Next up we have this one, the 12-inch version, the record. We have this one. It also has the first Stone, I Wanna Cry, and I'm in Love Again. I'm sorry about the lighting in here. Hopefully you can read them. You know, the lighting sometimes can be too much. Okay, here's a 12-inch of All My Trials. And we also on here we have on side A, All My Trials, which is a traditional arrangement by McCartney. And we have Sea Moon. And then side B, we have Mull of Kintyre and Put It There. I'm sorry, this glare is really killer tonight. The next item is one that I've been looking for a long time. You don't see this every day. It's one of the prime items. I'm sorry, the records are sliding it down here from a box I'm putting them in. Temporary Secretary, 12-inch version. And the B-side, a song I really can't stand. I think it's one of his worst, Secret Friend. But there it is. A nice picture though from the Waterfalls video. This is an item that I really wanted. Okay, this I never heard of before. This is a special disco mix. Whether it's disco mix or not, I don't know. It's a foreign press, looks like, and this side is, as you can see, the special disco mix. It says Let 'Em In. And this side is Beware My Love. Now, you people will know it better than me. I don't know if this is literally a different mix or that's just what they call it, disco mix, you know. We're going to have to try it. I guess they're disco mixes. Okay, from the Press to Play album, which I'm not wild about, I do like this song, Pretty Little Head. And there we have it on the 12-inch version here. And side A is Pretty Little Head. B side is Angry, and the song Right Away. Right, W-R-I-T-E, Right Away. Nice. Okay, sticking with the 12-inch singles, we got. I wish I could read better here. I don't know if this is. This looks like it's the UK. Anyway, it's a really cool design for Figure of Eight, and the song Où est le soleil, which I really can never pronounce that thing. But one of them is two versions of that song. One of them is just the plain one, apparently, and the second one is the tub dub mix. So you got two mixes of that song. And here we have a limited edition etched disc. You know, whenever the etched disc, maybe we can look at that another time. Like I said, some of these we'll check out. Figure of Eight, and again, Où est le soleil. I never thought I'd have to say that title more than once, if once, you know. Okay, now we have the 12-inch record for Only Love Remains, a nice ballad from Press to Play. A nice picture of Paul. And you could see on the second side we got Tough on a Tightrope and Talk More Talk. Where do I know that name, Talk More Talk? Oh yes, that's my podcast that I do with my co-hosts. Check out on YouTube our show Talk More Talk, where we discuss all things solo Beatles. That was a nice plug. Here's something that, again, I said there were Beatles and other solo Beatles stuff here. This is George Harrison, the Wilburys, Traveling Wilburys. This is still sealed, so I'm going to do a sealed to revealed one day. This is the orange vinyl version. I didn't pick this up originally, Barnes & Noble exclusive, but I have it now. Okay, now you remember McCartney 3 in 2020. There were so many versions of McCartney 3 that came out, right? People think I have every single literal color of it, every version of it. I do not. There are colors I'm missing. But there is one color back then in 2020 that I really wanted to get that looked great. I saw the people showing it, and it was this one here that I really wanted to get. And it's called the Spotify Coke bottle. It's Coke bottle green, like a clear kind of green, light green. And we're going to open it. I'm definitely going to make a video, look for it, where I open this up, sealed to revealed, and we're going to see if it is indeed the Coke bottle. Can you imagine if it's the wrong one in there? Okay, this is the original Thrillington album. Of course, I have the copy, the one that came out on colored wax recently. This is the original, and you might notice that there's a hole in the corner, and that's because this is a promo copy from Capitol, 1977, I believe. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to show you the label on it. The label here is Purple Capitol, and this is one of those records that was really hard to find for me. You know, as I said, in this collection, you got a lot of key items that you really want, you know, that you finally find, and you can't let them, you know, just be passed up. Okay, we're almost at the end. And by the way, I should mention, which I didn't mention at the beginning, this is only part one of my finds from this collection. There's going to be a part two. This is still sealed, and it's going to remain sealed. It's working classical. I'm not really that interested, but then again, I have this stuff on a CD. The CD I can play. I'd rather not play this. I'd rather listen to the CD if I can, and leave the vinyl collectible. You know, I never knew until recently that Paul's face is actually here. I don't know, I just never noticed it. Okay, the next one I'm not really interested in. I've never been interested in this, but because I'm kind of complete when I like to have all Paul's stuff, I picked this up. It's a box of Liverpool Oratorio. Look at it that way, the Liverpool Oratorio. There it is. It's nice to have a complete set. Maybe one day I'll put this on in the background when I'm doing something on the computer. Why not? But, you know, I'm not really that interested in Paul's classical stuff, I'm sorry to say. The last item that I have for this video is, I saved the best for last. I say best because this is the hardest item to find, and it was also the most expensive item. Out of all these items that I showed you, this one cost the most, and it hurt to spend that much. But let me tell you the story. After I left the store, well, I first had asked the guy in the store, I said, did you happen to see an album by Paul in this collection, which I didn't see, called Rushes? It's a Fireman album, Rushes. And he said, no, I don't think I know that. So I said, okay. And I left the store and I got in my car. When I got in my car, I said, you know what? I forgot to buy my friend his CD. So I went back in to pick up the CD for my friend. And as long as I was there, there was one pile that I missed. And I went into the pile, and there it was, you know, the Rushes album. It's the Fireman, the second Fireman album, maybe the hardest to find. One of Paul's most sought-after albums on vinyl, anyway. Rushes, there it is. You can see it there. And yeah, this was the expensive guy out of the bunch. But if it wasn't for the fact that I went back for my friend's disc, I never would have found it. And that is it, folks. Thank you so much for watching. This was an amazing collection. There's more to come. Most of what I'm going to show, if not all, are going to be compact discs. A lot of rare Paul compact discs. Some of them I didn't even know existed, to tell you the truth. So I'm going to be doing that whenever I get around to the next video. All right? Just stay tuned to the channel. Hit the bell. Hit the subscribe. And you'll see them. Thanks.